Good evening, and welcome to my thesis defense video. My name is Rob Cucurullo, and my title of my paper is Nationalism Before Christianity. My paper will examine the reaction of American Christians to the Allied bombing raids of World War II, which were responsible for the death of thousands of civilians in Germany and Japan. Prior to the start of World War II, most Americans were genuinely shocked at the gruesome results of bombing raids in foreign wars. There was the aerial bombing by the Italians during their invasion of Ethiopia. There was also the fascist war in Spain in 1936, and also the Japanese aggression in China in 1937. These wars demonstrated the potential of a bombing plane as a weapon of mass destruction. An article written in Popular Mechanics sullenly predicted the extermination of life under sustained bombing. These types of articles, plus the daily press accounts of death and destruction in Spain and China, caused a natural aversion toward bombing to develop amongst Americans. The strictly anti-bombing attitude of the national religious press was the best expression of American opinion during these years. At the start of World War II in September 1939, public opinion began to sway in favor of these bombing raids within the religious community. Although a few groups such as the Mennonites and Catholics maintained their pacifist views, many of the Protestant denominations began to favor such tactics, even if it meant killing of civilians. My paper will argue that during World War II, a majority of Christian groups supported these Allied bombing raids, even as they were responsible for the deaths of tens of thousands of civilians. Prior to the bombing of Pearl Harbor, the majority of Christian groups in the United States were steadfast in their disapproval of America's entry into the war and the use of aerial bombs on civilian populations. As the stresses of war began to take its toll on the American public, it became more about winning at all costs and saving American lives. Following reports of Nazi and Japanese atrocities, many Christian groups began to view the Allied bombing raids as the lesser of two evils and began to see the war as a fight for survival with the goal to eliminate the enemy by any means possible. Many Christian denominations either fully supported the Allied effort to include the bombing raids or quietly turned a blind eye, as the idea of a fascist victory was inconceivable to them. It wasn't that these Christian groups actually supported the killing of civilians. It was the fact that if the Allies did not win, there might not be a country where they could practice their religion freely. It was for these reasons that most American Christians supported these bombing raids and for a brief time had to choose nationalism over Christianity. Thank you.